Mia Thompson prided herself on control. At 28, she was a rising star in New York City's fast-paced PR world, sharp, confident, and relentlessly ambitious. But when it came to love, Mia was a dreamer, believing wholeheartedly in the fairy tale of perfect, unwavering devotion. Her boyfriend Ethan Reynolds had seemed like the answer to every wish she'd ever made. Handsome, witty, a gifted software developer with a smile that could light up the darkest room. They'd met 3 years ago at a mutual friend's rooftop party, and Mia still remembered the way his eyes had held hers, steady, sincere, magnetic. Their early days were intoxicating, late-night talks under city lights, stolen kisses in crowded subway stations, and dreams shared over cheap takeout. Ethan promised Mia the world, and she believed him. But beneath the shiny surface, secrets festered. It started innocently, late nights at the office, whispered phone calls, unexplained absences. Mia noticed the subtle shift, but she pushed away her unease. Ethan was ambitious too. Pressure could make anyone distant. One rainy Thursday, that illusion shattered. Mia had planned a surprise, a homemade dinner, candles, her favorite jazz playlist. She rushed home early, heart fluttering with excitement. But the apartment was silent, except for low voices coming from the bedroom. Her breath caught as she peeked inside. Ethan was there, but not alone. Sophie. The woman Mia had never met, her laughter dripping with familiarity as her fingers tangled in Ethan's hair. They moved together like dancers, a dangerous rhythm Mia was never part of. Mia's heart fractured with every glance, every touch. She felt invisible, betrayed, shattered. Later, when Ethan finally saw her, guilt flickered in his eyes, but Sophie's presence hardened him. He claimed it was meaningless, a mistake, but the truth was a labyrinth of lies. As days passed, Mia unraveled. The trust she'd built crumbled into dust. She discovered Sophie wasn't just a fling, she was cunning, a master manipulator determined to keep Ethan for herself. Late-night texts, secret meetings, seductive photos, all evidence of a calculated betrayal. Mia's world spiraled into chaos. Amid the pain, her best friend Liam stood steadfast, a calm harbor in her storm. His steady presence reminded her of a different kind of love, quiet, reliable, and real. But Ethan wasn't ready to let go. He oscillated between desperation and defiance, begging for forgiveness one moment, insisting on keeping Sophie the next. The tangled web of lies tightened, dragging Mia deeper into heartbreak. In the midst of this turmoil, Mia made a choice: to confront the darkness, reclaim her power, and find a path to redemption. The days after that rainy evening blurred into a painful haze. Mia barely slept, her mind replaying the image of Ethan and Sophie, the way their bodies fit together as if made for one another, the whispered laughter that still echoed in her ears. She didn't want to believe it, not Ethan, not the man who had promised her forever. But reality was merciless. Sophie wasn't just an office fling. Mia learned from mutual acquaintances that Sophie was infamous for seducing men at the startup where Ethan worked, a web of deceit wrapped in beauty and charm. One afternoon, Mia caught a glimpse of a message on Ethan's phone as he left it unattended. Her hands shook as she read it. "Can't wait to see you tonight, just us, no distractions." Mia's heart pounded, but instead of breaking, something fierce ignited inside her. She wasn't going to be a victim. She decided to confront Ethan directly. That evening, as Ethan walked in, she was waiting, calm, collected, but burning with quiet fury. "We need to talk," Mia said. Ethan froze, guilt flashing across his face. "Mia, No," she interrupted. "I know everything." He looked away, ashamed. "Why?" her voice cracked. "Why Sophie? Why lie?" Ethan's shoulders slumped. "It's complicated. I didn't plan for it. She's persistent. I made a mistake." "A mistake?" Mia's laugh was bitter. "You think this is a mistake? This is betrayal." Ethan reached out, but Mia stepped back. "I trusted you. I believed in us." Ethan swallowed hard. "I'm sorry. I want to fix this." Mia shook her head. "You want to fix it? Then prove it. Cut ties with her. Be honest. No more secrets." For days, Ethan insisted he would change. But the calls continued, the secret meetings whispered rumors. Sophie wasn't letting go. Mia's life became a battlefield of texts, lies, and stolen moments. One night, unable to bear the uncertainty, Mia followed Ethan after work. Her heart thundering, she watched as he slipped into a sleek black car, Sophie waiting inside with a knowing smile. They drove off, leaving Mia standing alone on the sidewalk, shattered again. Mia stood on the cold sidewalk, rain dripping from her hair, watching the taillights disappear into the night. The pain was sharp, but beneath it a growing resolve simmered. She refused to be the woman who stood silently while her world was torn apart. The next morning, Mia called Liam. His voice was warm and steady, an anchor in the chaos. "I need your help," she confessed, voice trembling. Liam didn't hesitate. "Whatever you need, I'm here." Together, they devised a plan, not just to expose the lies, but to reclaim Mia's life. Days later, Mia confronted Sophie directly. She found her at a trendy cafe, radiant and unbothered. "So you're the reason he's been disappearing," Mia said, voice steady but fierce. Sophie smiled, unflinching. "Honey, Ethan's my project. He's not yours anymore." The venom in Sophie's words only fueled Mia's fire. "You're wrong," Mia said. "I'm done playing the fool." Back at home, Ethan was caught in the crossfire of two women, his own guilt eating away at him. His phone buzzed incessantly, texts from Sophie laced with temptation, and messages from Mia demanding honesty. One night, when Mia arrived unannounced at his apartment, she found them together. Sophie's eyes locked with her, unashamed. The confrontation was explosive. Words like daggers flew. Accusations, confessions, and tears filled the room. In that moment, Mia realized something profound. This was no longer about Ethan or Sophie. It was about her worth, her strength, and her future. With Liam's unwavering support, Mia began to rebuild. Late-night talks with him softened her wounds. Laughter slowly replaced tears. And a new kind of love blossomed quietly but fiercely. Yet Ethan wasn't ready to lose her. His apologies grew desperate, promises more fervent. Mia stood at a crossroads between the past that broke her and a future she was only beginning to see. Mia's nights were restless, tangled in a whirlwind of thoughts she couldn't escape. Ethan's apologies echoed in her mind, but so did Sophie's defiant smile, mocking and unrepentant. Liam's gentle words offered comfort, but Mia knew healing wouldn't come overnight. One rainy evening, Mia sat alone in her apartment, the city lights casting flickering shadows. Her phone buzzed, a message from Ethan. "Please, just one last chance. Let me prove I'm yours." Her fingers hovered over the screen, torn between anger and the remnants of love. Suddenly, a knock at the door startled her. It was Liam, holding 2 coffees. "I thought you might need this," he said softly, stepping inside. They talked long into the night, about pain, forgiveness, and the strength it took to walk away. Liam didn't push, he simply listened, letting Mia find her own path. Meanwhile, Ethan's double life began unraveling. Sophie grew reckless, flaunting their affair openly at work. Rumors spread, colleagues whispered, and Ethan's reputation suffered. Desperation drove Ethan to make reckless choices. One night, fueled by guilt and frustration, he confronted Sophie. "You promised you'd let me go," he said, voice shaking. Sophie laughed bitterly. "I promised nothing. You're mine." The confrontation ended with harsh words and shattered illusions. Ethan realized too late that his mistakes had trapped him. Back in her apartment, Mia made a decision. She wouldn't let betrayal define her. With Liam by her side, she started rebuilding, reclaiming her dreams and her dignity. The final act was approaching, a confrontation that would decide who truly deserved her heart. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of emotions. Mia had started to rebuild her life piece by piece, but the past still loomed like a shadow, refusing to fade. One evening, Liam invited Mia to a gallery opening downtown, a chance to step out, breathe, and maybe glimpse the life she deserved. As they walked through the elegant space, surrounded by art and soft jazz, Mia felt a flicker of something she hadn't felt in months: hope. But the night took a sharp turn when Ethan appeared, uninvited and desperate. His eyes locked onto Mia's, pleading and raw. "I'm sorry," he said. "I've made mistakes, terrible mistakes, but I love you, Mia. Please let me make it right." Mia's heart pounded, torn between the memories of love and the sting